Hey friends, on this video I'm going to be showing you how to easily apply wall texture on your newly built wall, so stay tuned. So guys, the very first thing that you need to do before you apply the wall texture is you want to properly prep the whole room. So beginning with clutter. So the very first thing you want to do is any unnecessary items in the room, make sure you put it outside the room so that you don't have to cover it up or use unnecessary cover and waste your cover doing that. Make sure that the wall here is clean and dust free. So there's a little bit of dust here. Make sure that you wipe the whole wall, because if the wall is not properly cleaned, the texture will have a possibility that it will not stick. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to cover the whole floor with plastic cover so that we don't get any texture on that. And we're also going to cover any areas, for example this window, we're going to cover it up with plastic so that it doesn't get messed up by overspray. That also includes the lights up above. When you're all ready, the only things that you need is a compressor. What I'll be using to spray the texture is this Homax texture gun and hopper. It comes with the gun and the hopper already. This texture gun and hopper here, it only cost me about $50. You don't have to spend incredible amounts of money on a huge hopper and a spray gun. This is fairly good enough for a room like what I'm doing right now. I've got some joint compound and a bucket, which I already put some compound in there, and I have some water that I will be mixing also in here to make it to the right texture that we need so that we can use that for the gun. And also you'll need a drill and a mixer. That's pretty much all you need, and then you should be ready to go. So all the materials right here, I'll be listing on the link down below. If you're ever interested, just click on the link and you can get these items on the description below. All right, let's open up what's inside the hopper. Comes with the hopper right there. And there's the gun. Here's the switch settings. So you can make it from different type of settings for this. You can pick your texture from orange peel, splatter, knockdown, and popcorn. And on the wall, I want to go with the orange peel because that just suits my taste. It's totally up to you what you want to do, but that's what I'll be choosing. Let's hook this up and I'll show you how to mix the joint compound mixture. So now that we got the gun put together, it's now time for me to show you how to mix the compound before we start. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water at a time. We'll just mix it from there. That's about the texture that you want. You want it to be not too thick, but yet not too thin. Probably right there, how it runs, that's about perfect. So now make sure you refer to the instruction manual of the spray texture gun. So in this case, I will be using the orange peel. So I will be setting it to 1A or B. So depending on what texture you choose, on this case, I'll be choosing orange peel. I'll be setting it to letter A, which is on the very top, and then on the nozzle I will set it to, there's numbers on these, depending on what you want. I will be setting it now to setting number 1, which is right there. Make sure that it points up to the arrow and they both meet. So now let's load the hopper with some mixed joint compound. Make sure that you set your compressor to the right settings. In the air compressor, you want to set your PSI. I found out that it's best when you're doing a orange peel texture like I'm doing, it's best to set it at 60 to 80 on the PSI on the regulator. So I'm just going to switch it up to turn it down around 60 and you should be good to go. Before you actually spray it to the wall you want to test out how it turns out. So I have a piece of paper here and I'm just going to do some test runs on the piece of paper. So we'll see if that's how we actually want it. So you want to stand about 3 to 4 feet away from the wall and then just do your test spray. So looking at the texture right here, that's about what I was expecting. Not too big, not too small, but yet just the right size texture sizes for the wall. So that's good for my liking. Now I'm gonna do the wall now. I did run out of joint compound, so I ended up getting a 4.5 gallon bucket of all-purpose, and this should be way more than enough to finish this room right here. A really wet consistency, just like that. So it'll feed to the hopper real easy and you'll get that orange peel texture real well. So here's also a good tip. It's also good to use a small bucket like this to load this hopper. So using a small bucket is a lot easier than using a big bucket to transfer the texture over. Again, it'll save you, it'll be a lot easier for you rather than using a big bucket.
Kain ka?
Hmm?
Kain ka na. Or wait na.